Hey, it's Dhamma, high performance health and mindset coach for entrepreneurs. I'm hanging out here at the Expert Dojo in Santa Monica, where basically if you're an entrepreneur, you get a lot of support and a lot of help to create a successful business and whatever you need to succeed. You can find it here. So I got a question from Stefan Sim on my Snapchat, and he's saying, hey Mark, I've followed your snaps for a while and you're a great guy. Well, thank you very much, Stefan. I want to quit smoking marijuana, but I've always found it very difficult in the past. In about 2 weeks, I'm moving to a new spot where I hope to get rid of my equipment and start a fresh new life without any habits built around my new home. Very interesting. Notice the language. Notice that Stefan said, I hope to get rid of all my stuff. That's interesting because surely he could just get rid of his stuff. There's no hope involved, right? If you move into a new place, just get rid of it. So be very careful around your language, because language drives behavior. If you're saying hope, then your behavior is going to be wishy-washy. If you're saying in about 2 weeks I'm moving to a new spot where I'm going to get rid of all of my equipment and start a fresh new life, that's going to drive more behavior. So first thing I'd say to Stefan is change your language. Be more affirmative with your language. In the past, when I was stopped smoking marijuana in the past, my brain would be attached to the feeling of lack, or I'd get overwhelmed with hopelessness. Hopefully you can help me connect with my true needs somehow, as it feels like I'm losing touch with that's important for me. Okay, good question. All right, first thing, Stefan, I've got to give you full disclosure, mate. I have been known to hit the marijuana myself. I use a vaporizer so that I don't get the smoke in my lungs and it doesn't damage. So I use a bit of a vaporizer, and yeah, a lot of us do that in LA, I'm afraid. I like it too. I like it and it works for me. But if you know that you're taking any substance or doing anything, some people do too much exercise. If you know that you're doing something and it's hurting you and you're not getting the results you want from life, then it's best that you do indeed get rid of it. Okay? So I agree, it sounds like you'd be better off without it. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you do not take any of the equipment with you to your new environment, because as you said, when you move to a new environment, you do have a golden opportunity to create new habits for yourself. Anytime you move anywhere, you break down the conditioning of your environment and you can create your own. So it's fantastic. So don't take any of your smoking stuff with you, like you said. In the past, when you've tried it, you'd have a feeling of lack and get overwhelmed with hopelessness. Well, I'm going to teach you a technique that you can reconnect with yourself and you can find what you truly are, what truly is important to you. All right? Now, here's a technique. I would also say I've shot another video about how to kick a coffee habit, and there's a little NLP technique I teach, and like how to turn your brain off from wanting coffee again. And you can use that same technique to turn your brain off from marijuana. So check my other videos around how to quit any habit. Now, the technique to connect with yourself is a very powerful technique. First of all, I'm going to show you how to do it, but first of all, you must know, that's my alarm telling me I don't have much time left and to sort my life out. So the technique is a technique where you get to speak to your higher self. All right, you get to tap into your higher self. And the way you do that is you take your right hand, put it underneath your left armpit, take your left hand underneath your right armpit, close your eyes, and bring your head to your chest. Now stay in that position. When you're in that position, you'll take 5 deep breaths into your stomach. In and out, deep, slow, long breaths into your stomach. While your eyes are closed after you've done that, imagine yourself 10 years into the future. Okay? So imagine your older, wiser self 10 years into the future. And ask your older, wiser self what advice he or she has for you right now at this point of your life. And believe it or not, your higher self will tell you. It will give you really good advice. And then you can ask any questions you want. You can ask, what should you do to kick the marijuana habit? You can also ask, what should you be doing with your life right now? What should you focus on? You can ask as many questions to your higher self as you want, and your higher self, believe it or not, is going to reply. And I've done this exercise with probably 100 people, maybe more, and every time they've come back with some real wisdom that was right for them. You see, most of us, I'd say all of us, I have a belief that we have the answers to what we need deep inside, and sometimes we just need to use different techniques to get it out. Now, this is a very powerful technique about how to get it out. So definitely recommend that. If you're ever wanting to get clearer or wanting to refine your purpose, refine your goals even more, then I absolutely recommend my program Limitless. It is designed to get you to look, feel, and perform at your best in 30 days. So check that out too. Hope this helps. If you're an entrepreneur or entrepreneur and you want to be at your best physically and mentally, then subscribe to my channel and send me your questions.